Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of The Cloud, where I highlight any and every creative I can find in Los Angeles. This week, we have an incredible guest that I'm very excited about. It's Miss Lana Scott, who was on the most recent season of The Voice, season 21. Give it up for Lana Scott. And you can't hear this, but I just played applause
I
sound
gotta hear it.
effects.
I love that. I love that.
They're really cheesy, but it's a thing that I need to have on the show
It's
always.
perfect. I love it.
So Lana, thank you so much for being on here. I really appreciate it. I love working with you. We've worked together a couple of times now doing some photo shoots.
The best.
Thank you so much.
Seriously, the best.
But for the audience who may not know who you are, if you were to just say, hey, I'm Lana, I do this, this, and this is the kind of person I am, what would you say?
I would say I'm Lana Scott. I'm from Virginia, and I just really love music. I love country music, and I love God. So I write country songs and I write worship songs. And the dream is to be on country radio and
Yes.
yeah, like make a career out of this.
I'm obsessed. And I don't know if a lot of you know, but I'm originally from West Virginia.
Yes,
So that's one
neighbors.
thing that we have in common, which is so cool because being in Los Angeles, of course, it's like a melting pot. We have people from all over. But for somebody that's like super close and that has been in the same situation, that it's just like country and like hometown, old, just
Yes, yeah,
tiny.
yeah.
It's so cool to see somebody else that's been in that situation that is now like living their dreams and, just
Aw,
following their passion is so cool and so
thank
exciting.
you.
But we're gonna jump right into some questions I put
Ooh,
on our Instagram, like I do every week, for people to ask you some questions. And
cool.
here are
I'm
some
excited.
questions from the cloud. Some more applause is what I did. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's perfect.
It's so cheesy, but it came with it, and I'm like, you know what? I love it.
Yes.
Okay, so the first question is going to be, does everyone get to audition in front of the judges?
Actually, unfortunately, no.
I know. I
Um,
found that out recently.
yeah, there's about 100 of us that start out,
Wow.
and it's actually like a month-long process of working your way to the blind audition, and the teams do fill up. Like that's
Right.
real what you see on the show, and then not everyone gets a chair turn, and then eventually the teams fill up, and there's
Mm.
no spots left. So there were about, I don't know the exact number, but maybe around 20 people that didn't get a shot,
That is
and it's
so
heartbreaking.
wild because as a consumer, like growing up, my family used to watch American Idol religiously.
Yeah,
Like we would
same.
we would go to church on Wednesday night and then come home and like turn on the TV because we knew it was on right
Yep,
after church.
yep.
And so we
8
would
o'clock.
watch it 8 o'clock.
Yep.
We would watch it, and you would just assume out of all of the audition tapes that they show, especially for American Idol,
Mhm.
that they would see every single person.
Yeah.
But could you imagine if they saw thousands of people? Like
Yeah,
they would be
yeah.
exhausted.
There's so many parts that happen before what we see as the audition. There's
Right.
so many auditions to have an audition. And
Right.
then once you get there, there's still that chance that you don't get that opportunity. So
It's so
we're there
crazy.
for that month just hoping that we even get a chance to do it.
So
And
how many rounds, including like video interviews or whatever, how
yeah.
many rounds would you say that you had to go through?
Um about 4 or 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so
COVID
crazy.
kind of changes things, but it's about 4 or
Yeah.
5 things, and you can start out at what they call the cattle call, where there's
hmm
thousands of people. It
Which
can be
is
a
what they show on TV for
yeah,
like American Idol and
and that's
stuff.
how I started. I went to the cattle call in New York back in season 2 of The
How long were you
Voice.
there?
I was there for, gosh, maybe like 5 hours that day.
Mm-mm.
Maybe
Mm-mm.
more, honestly. Took the bus, went to the cattle
I
call.
would say no, thank you. I'm tired.
And I actually I had made it through that first round on my
hmm
first
And you
try.
said season two?
Season 2 of The Voice. So this is like
Girl.
10 years ago. And
Wow.
but I didn't make it to that next round after that. And I
hmm
remember when I walked out of that callback, a lot of people were really discouraged who didn't make it as well. I was discouraged. I was sad. I really wanted it. I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
man." But I remember feeling like this is either going to be something that propels me forward or breaks me.
Right.
And I love this too much to give up.
hmm
And so what I like to say is like I've treated my almosts as successes.
Yeah,
And
totally.
so the fact that I didn't make it all the way, that was sad, but I was like, okay, but I made it. I did go forward that first round.
Right.
So this was actually my sixth audition that
No way. I
for
didn't
the
know
season. Yeah,
that.
this was number six. Six times the charm. So that's my new motto. Six times the charm.
Yeah.
So every round I got a little further, a little further. And then I kind of was hitting a wall and I thought maybe this isn't meant for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
God, show me if you want this for me. And then a few months later, I got a phone call being invited to come back. And so I'll never say
Wow.
no to a knock on the door when it's
Right.
something this grand,
Yeah.
you know? So it ended up working out.
Yeah,
But
I would say
to
so.
anybody watching, though, I mean, persistence
Is the key.
is
That's
key.
the
It
one,
really is.
folks.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Do you actually get to pick what songs you're going to sing?
The answer to that, for the most part, is
Mhm.
yes. But
Okay, really?
sometimes, like for the battles, your coach gives you a song.
Got it.
But for the most part, you do pick your song.
So do you, okay, because I guess I don't really know much about that either.
Mhm.
Do you put a list of songs together at the beginning and you're like, hey, this is what I would love to sing, like this list I would love to sing on the show.
Mhm.
Can you pick through that? Or like, how does that work?
I mean, that's spot on to what happens. Is exactly what we do.
Yeah,
we put
yeah.
up a list together, and I think the thing is the producers have to make sure that they've got the rights to the song, that it hasn't been done too many times. Like, there's so much that goes
Oh,
into it.
yeah.
That's why you can't just pick a song.
Yeah.
But they do listen to what you want to sing and
Mhm.
cater to that. And
Which is
so,
incredible because
yeah.
imagine if they were just like, no, you're going to sing this song. It's
Yeah.
like, but that's not me. That's like
Yeah.
not what I would sing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then if that ever is the case, then people, will say, I'd rather sing this other one. I wanted this one more. And they
Yeah.
will usually cater to that. So,
That is insane. What was your favorite song that you sang on the show?
ooh, that's so hard.
If you had to pick one, or
Yeah.
maybe two.
Every song, honestly, I'm not trying to sound cheesy, but
Yeah.
truly, like, every experience on the show taught me something different about myself and about
Yeah.
life and people. And so they're all really special to me. But I think, mm, I think it's a tie between Wildest
Okay.
Dreams,
Ooh,
Taylor Swift,
iconic.
and the one that got away, Katy Perry. And it's funny because those are actually pop songs, and I'm
Yeah.
a country singer. But what I liked about it was I got to really do my own arrangement with both of
Right,
them.
because you can make it your own.
Yeah.
That's the cool part of these shows is that I feel like when working with the judges or working with the producers or whoever, it's like you can say, hey, I'd love to maybe like change it up to like this vibe
Yeah,
or whatever it
yeah.
may be.
And those are always my favorite performances as a fan of the show
Mhm.
that I would love, where it's a song I know really well, but someone doing something different with it.
Yeah,
So
totally.
to get to do that on the show was really fun for me. And I feel like in a way, if when I'm in control of the arrangement, I'm really showing people what to look for with my own music.
Yeah.
If I'm saying like, let's make the beat like this, let's
Yeah.
add the country guitar here, let's
Yeah,
slow
give
it
them a
down.
little taste of what
Yeah.
you're going to be doing in the future.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how cool. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay.
Question.
That's my new single also.
Yes.
Next question.
Next question. I love it. That could be the theme song.
I
of
would
this.
right. Okay, so are contestants supportive of each other or is
Mm.
everyone super competitive?
The moment of
Ooh,
truth.
tea.
This season, I've never been on any other season of the show, but
Yeah.
I saw so much encouragement. I couldn't believe it. I think
Wow.
all of us were amazed at it from the beginning.
Right.
We actually had to isolate for a week in the beginning because of COVID, but we were
Oh.
on these chats and like playing games and getting to know
Had
each
you
other.
met before?
No.
Interesting.
And so after a week of like chatting and kind of like playing games, getting acquainted, we all were able to meet.
Which I'm sure was incredible.
Yeah, we're just like, and you kind of are already forming your friends.
Yeah.
But I mean, through the whole process, we were giving each other pep talks, praying
Mhm.
for each other, like, can you help me with my song? Like all kinds of things. It was really genuine.
Yeah.
And even the producers said to us, like, we've actually never seen a more supportive season than this. So
Wow.
really cool to be a part of that.
And do you guys keep in touch now that the show's over, or was it just kind of like in the moment when we were
Mhm.
on the show, we were
Mhm.
close? And I mean,
Yeah.
because that could be the case.
Yeah. I mean, I know that it's not really possible to keep in close touch with everyone,
Sure, sure, sure,
but
sure.
I do. I mean, I taught. There's like 5 people from the show that are like my
Yeah.
close friends in life moving forward. That I just like can't imagine life without them now.
I'm
Because it's like
obsessed.
if you imagine going through something that you've dreamt about for so long, and
Yeah.
even me saying like this was my sixth audition, a few people. I mean, more people than you would expect were really persistent, and so
And audition multiple
yeah,
times.
auditioned multiple times. And so
Wow.
just to all we're all finally experiencing this thing and nobody else really knows what it's like to be on the other side. So it's like a
Right.
lifelong bond that you form. And
That
then
is
you just do
so
life with
crazy.
people afterwards.
I love that.
That's what I'm
I
believing, yeah.
love that. That's so so cool. Okay, next question. This is a great one because I literally would not know. I
Oh,
guess this kind of piggybacks off of what you just said.
yeah.
But how do you deal with nerves when singing in a high pressure situation?
Yeah.
If I had to sing live on a show, one of the number one shows in America,
Right.
I would faint. I
Yeah.
would die
That.
on camera.
Yeah. I still like look back and watch that and I'm like, was that me? Did I really do that? I remember like being on stage and you see this intense, like there's red letters and there's a countdown 20, 19 seconds until you're live. And I'm just like going through the song.
I'd
I'm
black
getting
out.
focused. But it was fun because I'd look up and I'd see Blake. He'd be like, give me an Ariana. So
Yeah.
it's cool. They know that we must be feeling it. So they're
Right.
there for us. But honestly, Carson Daly asked me this on the show once, like, how do you handle all this? And I said, honestly, I think what I'm doing here is turning pressure into passion and thinking like
Mm.
I have these butterflies and yes, it's scary and
Yeah.
anything could happen. It's live,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's such a blessing and an opportunity that I've wanted for so long. So
Right.
I just like the power of the mind is so important. I kept reminding myself like this is what I worked for my whole life. I want to
Mm.
be here. I love this. And then once the song starts and you're singing
It's
and you're
like,
feeding off of the audience,
mhm.
it's just like you kind of start flying and you forget about all the rest. But
That
that
is unreal.
countdown, you're like, this is getting
It's like,
real.
I'll do without the countdown,
Yeah, yeah.
please.
I'll do
Thank
without the
you so
countdown.
much.
Let me just feel it out.
And then I'm assuming you have some sort of rehearsal
Oh, yeah.
with it.
Oh my gosh, the show really makes sure that we have everything we need. We've
Yeah.
got sound checks, we have stage rehearsal. We
Mhm.
know exactly like who's going to be on the stage with us. We get to practice in our wardrobe. So there's nothing that's going to surprise you when you're live in front of millions of people, thank God. So
Yeah.
you kind of it starts to feel like muscle memory by the time the show day
Ooh.
comes.
The first time, what
Yeah.
was that like?
Oh my gosh.
What
The
song did you?
first time
I guess
I sang A Hole in the Bottle by Kelsey Ballerini.
love.
Which actually was one of my audition songs.
Oh,
Video.
really?
Yeah, yeah. Love that song. It's such a fun song.
Yeah.
And I felt like it would be a good thing to show a little more personality, move
Yeah.
around the stage.
Totally.
Also, I feel like standing still, like when there's so much going on, is I kind of wanted to pick an upbeat song so I could just kind of like
Move
physically let it
around.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, I was on autopilot.
Yeah.
I was
Mm.
praying that somebody, just one coach, would turn around by the end of the song.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, I was like, by that second chorus, when I sing it a little
Mhm.
higher, like hopefully
Mhm.
someone goes ooh and turns.
That'll like trigger it.
Yeah, and honestly surrendered everything that morning. I always would pick a worship song to listen to and just like
Get in
on
the zone.
repeat. And the song I listened to is called Gyra by Elevation and Maverick. They're both
Obsessed.
different worship groups. And anyway, the song is saying, you know, it doesn't take a trophy to make you proud. I'll never be more loved than I am right now.
Yeah.
It's just saying like it's all gonna be okay. I've already won and I
Mhm.
have what I need no matter what. And
Yeah.
so I really felt this peace because of that. I was just hoping someone would turn, but I
Yeah.
knew that it's like my worth doesn't depend on someone turning. Like I always just wanted this shot. So let me enjoy this shot without
Right.
thinking too far
Right.
ahead.
Exactly.
But so like very surreal, out of body experience to answer your
Mhm.
question. And like Blake turns within the first verse. And he was my number one. Like I was hoping he would.
Yeah,
So
of
like
course.
if you watch the video, it's like I don't even respond because it didn't register.
Right.
And like it's happening,
How
but
does
isn't
that work when
Yeah.
they turn and now this judge is
facing
facing
you. This person who's
And you
always
still have a
been
whole
on a
song.
screen and now they're right there breathing the same air as you, just
Right.
watching you. And I mean, it was crazy. And on the show, you hear this big boom.
Yeah.
But in reality, the chair doesn't make a sound, so you don't hear them turn. You just kind of like you see a light in your peripheral and you're like, oh
Are
my
you
gosh.
kidding me?
But like I said, it was a whole month of preparation for the
Hmm.
blind. So this is autopilot. I've practiced this song so many times. I could
Yeah.
sing it in my sleep.
Yeah.
And now I get why, because you're not prepared for what's going to happen. And when that
Mm-mm.
happens, you just keep singing your song. And then Kelly turns and you're like, and then you
I
kind of see
would
it register and
faint.
like, okay, wait, this is happening. And
Yeah.
then the rest is history. I still, even just the fact that it's 2022 now,
Yeah.
I look back at 2021 and I'm like,
I
that
can't believe
really
that happened.
happened.
I really did that.
That really happened. 29. I'm just like,
Yeah.
cool. This is quite a way to like
Right.
finish up my 20s.
What's next?
What's next?
I love. Okay. Next question.
These are good questions. These
I
are like the
know.
questions that I was always wondering watching.
Right.
Yeah.
When I was reading the submissions, I was like, oh my gosh, I never
Yeah.
thought about this. That's
Yeah.
such a good question. Okay. What is your favorite memory from the show on camera and off camera? I love that question.
Favorite memory. That's so good. I have to say, the one that's sticking out right now
Yeah.
is the last song I got to sing on the show. Top 8 semifinals. Pinch
Mm.
me. Like, what a dream come true just to make it that far. I got to sing Something in the Water by Carrie Underwood.
I love that song so much.
It's
So
so
much.
good. And like I said, I believe in God, and that's a part of who I am.
Yeah.
And it was a dream of mine to get to sing a song that I could tap into that on the show, and I
In front of
finally
so
got
many
to.
people. Right.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
But I actually had some friends, like just in the music world in LA, who were
Mhm.
in that choir. There was, and just to be singing with a
Yeah.
choir on The Voice,
Mhm.
that moment of singing Amazing Grace, I watch it and I get choked up because there's this moment where I turn around when I say How Sweet the Sound. And I
Mhm.
didn't rehearse that. I just was
Yeah.
so, Blake's note to me was just lose yourself in this song.
Mhm.
And I just felt so happy and just to be where I was and surrounded by
Yeah.
these amazing singers.
Yeah.
And just like as I'm singing that song, I just think that moment I feel like I really do get there in that place of flow. Like we all want that as artists.
Totally.
And I could really get there most of the time on the show, but in that moment, that song, I really got there. And like
Yeah.
just that end of that song felt so joyous and it felt like a celebration. And yeah, it's like of course I wanted to make it to the finale, but I like, I didn't. I made it to the semifinals and I look back and I'm like, that felt like my
Your
finale. Yeah, like
finale.
I can't imagine anything better,
I'm obsessed. I love that.
So that was the moment for sure on camera. And Blake was so
Mhm.
proud, like he got out of his chair and I was like,
How could you
yes.
not be? If you haven't
Oh,
seen the performance already, please, please, please go see it.
so
Because it is
sweet.
just like, not only, of course, the vocals and the choir and everything is just like great, but like the production of it all, the
Yeah.
set,
Oh
the
my
light, it's
gosh.
just everything is just perfect. It's so
Mm-mm.
cool. And I'm
It's
so happy that
amazing
you
what
got to
they
do that.
do with the set. And I
Yeah.
mean, takes such a village. And
Oh,
that's something that I love
100%.
about what you're doing here because you're
Yeah.
shining light on all the different types of artists, not just
Right.
the ones who you see their face. So
Exactly.
I saw that firsthand with The Voice. There's so many people that work so hard and so quick to make it
Yeah.
happen.
So quick.
And then as far as off camera
Yeah.
for the show, I got so many messages from people who were watching,
Mm.
like private and of course public comments too, but private messages, and I do read those and I go through.
Yeah.
And I got this message from this gentleman. He was writing on behalf of his wife who couldn't write because she's going through a lot of different surgeries. I'll just spare you
Ugh.
the details, but
Yeah.
he just wrote, "Thank you for what you do. My wife loves you. She's been watching you every week and like specific things that she loves about me and
Yeah.
appreciates." And he's like, "You've really given her something to look forward to every week. She's going through so much." And I read that and I was actually visiting my mom for Christmas and I cried. I was like, "Mom, look,
Yeah.
like this is why I'm doing
This
this.
is why you do
This is
it.
why I'm doing this."
Mhm.
Like I'm just like I'm so humbled because I'm just someone singing and doing what I enjoy, hoping that it means something to someone
Yeah.
else. So when you have that evidence,
Right. When someone
just
is
to
like literally this, you are changing my life. You are
yeah,
making me feel this type
mm-hmm,
of way. It's like
yeah,
that's all you could ever want, I could imagine.
yeah, and that's just such. It's like this is just like the purpose of all this for me, and with my own music in my future ahead, like my main purpose is to impact people if possible in some kind of positive
Yeah,
way. Like
totally.
it's a hard world we live in, and
Right.
if my songs in some way can plant some hope or give somebody some encouragement, that's my favorite music to listen to.
Hmm.
and there's so many great songs and country songs out there that are like that. And so I'm just like, if this is a taste of what
Yeah.
I'm doing, then I know I'm on the right path.
I love it. That's incredible. And I feel like you're doing such a good job at that already. You've not even
Thanks,
been off the
Cody.
show that long. And I feel like you're
Mm,
you're killing it. So
thank
that's
you.
so cool.
I appreciate that.
Okay, that's it for the questions.
Those are such good
They
questions.
were so good. When I read them, I was like, wow. I'm
Yeah.
so glad that people are submitting these incredible questions
Yeah.
because then we can actually hear the answer from you. You know what
Mhm.
I mean?
Mhm.
Okay. So we have a little game for you.
You said there was a game. I'm
I
so curious, but you haven't told me
I
what it
haven't
is.
told you what it is because I want it to be a surprise.
Okay.
So this game is something I like to call The Voice Season 21
Oh,
Trivia.
wow. Look at this.
This
I
is
heard the claps. I heard them.
This is very, very unofficial. The Voice, please don't sue me. This is all just me, so please don't sue me. I would appreciate that.
Don't sue him, guys. He's a good person.
Right. This is all for fun. So I put together 5 trivia questions
Oh, wow.
from your voice journey.
I better know these
Um,
answers.
Some of them are like easier.
Yeah.
Some of them are not as easy.
Oh my gosh.
But I just want to see
Yeah.
how well you know your own journey.
This is so
on The
good.
Voice.
I love it. This
Okay.
is so fun.
All right. So, question number 1 is, what color
Oh my god.
was the belt you were wearing when singing Maren Morris's Girl against Haley Green during the battle rounds?
Oh my gosh. This is so fun. Thankfully, I know the answer to this question, but I'm nervous about the other ones. Okay, this one. You could call it green. You could call it teal. Depends. But it was
Mhm.
like a bluish green, a little more green than blue belt.
Mhm. Let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see if you're
Let's
correct.
see.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. I would say it's like an emerald green.
Yes, emerald.
Yeah.
Wizard of
Also,
Oz.
this look is so fun. Next trivia question
Oh my
is,
god.
which coach said this after your audition?
Oh.
I try to offer them a trophy at the end of this thing. That's my number one gift I give people.
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton, Team Blake, your
Yes.
coach.
That is necessary.
I try to offer them a trophy at the end of this thing.
I've offered trophies. Oh, come
that's my number one
on.
gift I give people.
Oh, I
Just-
miss him. I miss you.
Please tell us what it was like working with him, because just by watching him, I always say he is like the perfect person to put on a show like this, because
Yeah.
he's so silly
Yeah.
and just funny in general, but like he really is, from what I see, a great coach.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You've got it down to a T. Like
Yeah.
Blake is a hoot.
Mhm.
He's so funny and so quick. And it's funny because like watching the show, you see maybe 2 minutes of the rehearsals.
Right.
But
right.
those are actually long rehearsals. There's so much that happens in those moments. And so
Mhm.
it's not, you can't script an hour of a rehearsal. It's like,
Yeah.
this guy is just really this funny and he's
Mhm.
really this invested. And like, this is such a good depiction of him because he pays close attention. He's so detailed. And
Mhm.
even though he's known as this big country legend, which I agree that he is,
Yeah.
he's really passionate about all genres and he's really good at coaching everybody. And
I
so
love that.
he's so like everyone loves him because he's fun, but also everyone really respects him
Yeah.
and what
of
he has
course.
to say.
How
Like,
could you not?
if Blake stands for someone, it's like Blake stood
Yeah.
up. He's like a little tougher to please, but
Wow.
but he's awesome.
And you got him as a coach. Ha
was my
ha.
coach.
You picked him. Ha ha.
I did pick him. I said,
Okay, next question. Aside from your audition, which of your solo performances
Oh,
on
that's
The
gonna be
Voice
hard.
has the most views on YouTube currently?
oh my gosh. Let me think.
I had to do some digging for this one.
Solo.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just
It can't
just
be
solo.
battles or knockouts.
Nope.
Okay.
Because your audition
was-
has the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Wild.
I was like, okay, I think I'm going off of Spotify plays and listens.
Oh,
if
okay.
if it's a reflection of that, then the one that got away.
Okay. Let's see if you're right.
Let's see.
The
It
one that got
is!
away with
Oh.
226,000 views. How? That is like,
When you say it like that, I'm like,
it's so crazy. And like,
that's wild.
I know your audition has multiple million views, which is just like crazy. But 200,000 views.
Yeah.
Insane. Also, this dress that you wore.
I love that
Everything.
dress. I was
Everything.
like, can I? They're like, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
That whole performance meant a lot to me. It
Yeah.
was like a very close to home song.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, one of my favorite ones I got to sing. I had so much to do with the arrangement. They really let me come up with ideas, like writing a background vocal harmonies and
Wow.
asking for a fiddle player to come in, and he did.
That's so
It's just
cool.
like just trying to countrify it.
Yeah, and for it to be received like this so well,
Yeah.
what more could you ask for? You know what I mean?
And it was challenge week, which was I was just like,
yeah,
what's the challenge gonna be?
Yeah.
And so I was given this song. And then Blake told me in rehearsal, he's like, I heard that you're a writer. You've shared that with me. I know you have your own music coming out. I want to challenge you to make this song yours. Like,
what were your thoughts when he said that?
I was honestly like, yay.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I had to spend a lot of time and like hours. I remember on Thanksgiving, I was just like in the practice room coming up with all these ideas. But like, that's what I want to do, you know? So I'm just happy that that's the one with the most views because I put a lot of work into that.
I love that.
I didn't know that.
Haha,
was a
now
shot
you
in the
do. Okay, next question is, this is a hard one.
Okay.
When Team Blake performed I Can't Help Myself, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch,
gosh.
during the top 11 eliminations, what order was the team standing in at the end of the number from left to right? So if you're looking at the stage, at the very end of the number.
The stage,
yeah, like what I saw on TV.
I think I know.
Okay.
I hope this is right.
Okay.
Because we switched spots a lot.
You
This is
did.
a good question.
You did.
Okay. Just like gulp. Okay. I think it was Paris, me, Blake, Wendy.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to lock it in. The correct
Let's
answer is
see.
Paris, Lana, Blake, and Wendy.
Team Blake.
I can't believe you got that.
love them so
I really
much.
think you weren't going to get it.
I'm surprised. I mean, honestly, though, like I said, this whole experience was like so long awaited and hoped for that I didn't think I was gonna get it, but then I look back and I'm like, it was such this profound moment in my life that I'm like, I kind of went back there in my head and I'm like, okay, it's Paris, it's Blake, yeah.
The fact that that's you. You were there in that. It's just like that's wild to me. I just can't imagine.
Yeah,
that's so cool. And to have such a great team, like you said.
Yeah.
What was that? Because obviously having a relationship with everybody that was in the competition, great.
Yeah.
You said it was awesome.
Yeah.
But what about your specific team? I'm sure that had to be a little bit of a different dynamic.
Yeah, you would think, but honestly, like we were close and still are. Like I talked to Paris last week. Wendy texted me 3 days ago.
Ugh.
Like I couldn't have asked for better. Like I mean, you saw it. I mean, people tell me all the time. They're like, you just looked so actually happy for your teammates. I'm like, I was. Like they're my friends and they're phenomenal singers. Like to be standing next to them was an honor for me.
Also, what is it like singing with Blake?
Amazing.
Was that
Look
scary
how tall
at
he
all?
is. These are tall heels every time I wore, and he's
just
still
towering.
like 2 feet taller than me.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
It was amazing. He's just like sugar pie looking at me, and I'm like,
and he sings. He sings so well.
he's so good. Thank you.
Man.
I'm
okay.
just like,
Last question of our trivia game.
Oh my
so
gosh.
far, you are 4-0.
let's see if I can
Let's
keep
see
it.
if you can get the last one. The last question is, which coach said this after your audition?
Okay.
I feel like you've never sounded better. Sorry, this was not after your audition.
Okay.
That's a typo.
Okay.
I feel like you've never sounded better. You've never felt more on your own. You're so incredible. Every week you bring the best energy and such consistent vocals. I feel like there's such an incredible lane for you. You're the perfectly packaged, ready to go country pop star. Here you are.
Ariana Grande.
Ariana, my
I couldn't
queen,
forget this.
Grande.
So incredible. I feel like you've never sounded better. You've never felt more in your own, you know? You're so incredible. Every week you bring the best energy and such consistent vocals. And I don't know, I feel like there's such an incredible lane for you. You're the perfectly packaged, ready to go country pop star. You're just, here you are. You're just done.
When I saw
at
that,
her,
when I was looking
queen.
up videos, I was like, that is so sweet.
Yeah.
That is it's so true what
Aw.
she said. I just feel like it makes sense. And you are literally the perfectly packaged ready to go.
Aw.
Queen. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you, Cody.
It's just, I think it all makes sense. And I'm
Like
so
my
glad
heart.
that they all saw that. And I'm assuming
Mm.
America also
Mm.
saw that because it definitely translated on TV.
Thanks.
Also, I have never watched The Voice or like a full season of The Voice before this season.
Really?
So this was my very first introduction to
Ah!
it. And
I'm
you
honored
just
to
happened
have
to.
been part of your first season. Get ready. It's such a
Yeah.
good show.
It's unreal. It's so cool how
For
they
like
highlight.
a queen like Ariana Grande to
Right.
call me perfectly packaged.
Mhm.
I'm just so many times I'm just like looking around like, is this real? Like looking at the audience, like we're all here right now. This was just said, right? Like
Yeah.
just amazing. She was so sweet.
I
Like
love
on and off
that.
camera.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, ding, ding, ding. You're
Ding,
the
ding, ding.
winner.
I
You
was
got all of
nervous.
them correctly.
That
That's
was
so
good
exciting.
questions.
Okay, that pretty much wraps up everything. Thank you so much for being on here. I really appreciate it. I love working with you.
I love working with you.
So excited to see what you have planned for the future. Because you've got a big move coming up soon, huh?
I do have a move coming up. I wonder where it could be.
Where is it?
Country music,
Hmm.
radio dreams. Let's see, Blake Shelton. No,
Maybe Nashville?
maybe not. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. You should go tomorrow.
Maybe like tomorrow morning, I should just jump on a
This
plane. And...
girl is going on a plane tomorrow to
Tomorrow.
Nashville and moving.
I'm doing it.
You're doing it and you're going to kill it.
I received that. I
Yes.
will take that.
Yeah. It's going to be so great. Tell the audience what you have coming up. Like what can we look out for in the future from Miss Lana Scott?
Oh, gosh, man. Well, first of all, one song that went over really well, was really well received by the people that were following me, was Wildest Dreams. So many comments and messages were just like, when am I gonna get a full version of this? When are you gonna record this? And the show doesn't record that level yet. They don't start doing the studio recordings till later. And so I
Right.
thought, like, what would the perfect first thing of the year be to record? And so I'm
Yeah.
recording Wildest Dreams. That's going to
Iconic.
come out on March 1st.
Yes, mark your calendars.
Yes. And I'm not just recording it full version, but I'm actually bringing in contestants that are dear friends of mine. David Vogel is playing guitar.
Yes.
Carson Peters, the person I shared the stage with,
Yeah.
very good friend of mine, is playing the fiddle for it.
Incredible.
David and Parker McKay, and myself, were all singing the background vocals together. So it's just turning into this collaboration, which makes my heart so happy. I love that.
Yeah.
So Wildest Dreams coming out, and then original music. I've got a handful that I'm right now trying to pick which one's going to be the right first one.
Yeah,
So
totally.
that's going to be in either late spring, early summer, and just going to keep popping out some singles until there's an
Yes.
album, and it's all happening, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, well, we are very excited. I'm speaking for everyone because I know that everybody is so excited to hear your original stuff. But yeah, be on the lookout for her Wildest Dreams cover, March 1st. We're so excited to receive it.
Yes, I can't wait to share it. I'm so excited. It's been
Right.
so fun to make.
Thank you again for being on.
Thanks for
I
having
appreciate
me.
it. Good luck in your travels.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I just have to say, I really believe in what you're doing here.
Thank you so much.
And the fact that your whole mission here is to uplift all of your artist friends in LA, and
Yeah.
not just people who, you might recognize them, but the people who don't always get that credit.
Right.
I believe in this so much. So I'm honored to be the third artist that you're featuring.
Yes, I'm obsessed.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, of course, give it a like, share it with your friends. We want to spread the word and show off these incredible talent that are on the show. But yeah, make sure to share it, and we will see you next time. See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will be featuring guests on The Cloud LA every other Wednesday, followed by a sit-down interview where we really dive deep into some of the questions that were sent in with the guest, and that will be every Friday. So if you are interested in being one of the featured guests on The Cloud LA, make sure to send in your submissions to thecloudla.submissions@gmail.com. Just shoot it to me and say, hey, I want to be on, and then we can kind of connect from there. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to turn on our notifications. That way you are not missing any of our amazing guests. Now, go watch another one of our videos. Thanks.